parents, and welcome to the end of week 2 of our all-school distance learning program. Obviously not what we planned or wanted, but it's what's required right now given the state of our current society. So, things are going pretty well overall. Obviously, as I've told you before, 3rd grade through 12th grade is pretty well positioned to transition seamlessly to this distance learning model, as all of their curriculum is online already. So the students have been doing a great job. Teachers have added the Zoom sessions and conferences into what they're normally doing with students, so the students and teachers have a chance to connect, and that's been going great. Obviously, preschool, kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, they're not set up to do this normally. However, the teachers have done a great job of getting packets home to students. They're also using a lot of online resources whenever they can. In fact, one of my favorite images of the entire week was Mrs. Ford doing a Zoom session with kindergarten students. That was fantastic. And along with that, obviously you as parents are doing more, and we just want to thank you as parents for all that you do to help out through this education process. Obviously this isn't what you signed up for either, but it's kind of what's been forced upon us. And obviously as teachers, the layer of accountability for students is probably what's lacking the most. So as parents being at home, you are actually our layer of accountability. I know that teachers are emailing you as parents. For the older kids, they're emailing both the students and the teachers so that both levels get the information. But the accountability is where things are most important for you as parents. And along with that, parents, please don't stress out about your child's work. Obviously, this is a little bit different than we normally do school. I know you as parents sometimes are like, what is going on here? There's so much to do. The important thing is that your child is moving forward. We don't want them to just stagnate. When you hit the pause on education, it actually doesn't just stop things there. When you hit the pause on education, things actually tend to regress. We don't want that happening. We want kids to continue to move forward, so do all you can. If you need specific help, contact your child's teacher. They can give you pointers and hints on how to help your child move forward and what the most crucial things to do are. And again, try whenever you can to hop in on those Zoom sessions. Teachers are able to give very specific directions, coordinate with students, give them updates, give them help, all those sorts of things. So stay connected as much as possible and keep them moving forward. The biggest thing is getting them ready for the next grade for next school year. Obviously, this is the end of this school year. This is the 4th quarter. So they've already had a lot of education, but this is like the final crux of information that they need to really move forward. So we don't want them delayed. We want them to continue to learn and grow. So make sure you're doing all you can to help your kids move forward in the learning process, even though we're going through this difficult time together. All right, the big news coming out of yesterday was probably Fairfield Unified School District announcing they're not coming back to school until May 4th. And that is a tentative date as well. Obviously, I've gotten a lot of questions. Are we also moving our date to May 4th? Not yet. We are still going to hold to April 20th tentatively until we have more information. The last information I got from the Solano County Office of Education was that there's still not enough information to make a determination yet, although obviously information comes every day and things change, quite honestly, very rapidly. So the state has not put an end date on the shelter in place. So until we know more information about that, we're not going to make any sort of determination. If the state decides to lift that at some point in April, then we're going to be ready to go back to school. If the state decides to extend that all the way through April, then at that point we may have to extend our campus closures a little bit longer. So fortunately, we are small enough, we're agile enough as an organization. We don't have to make those decisions too early. Obviously, May is still a month away. Fairfield Unified School District has to make decisions much sooner than we do because they're a much larger organization. They're dealing with a lot more students and a lot more teachers. And so every decision they make, it takes a lot to get things moving before things finally grab a hold. In fact, I know some school districts in the area, last week they had nothing for their kids to do all week. They were just totally unprepared for this. Fortunately, again, we were kind of prepared for this. In fact, we were accredited last year based on our distance learning program. So even our distance learning program is accredited, which I can tell you most schools are not, but we were. So we are very well set up to have the kids learn on a distance learning model, even through this crisis, which is a huge blessing for us as a school. All right. Along with the fact that we are going to be hopefully coming back on April 20th, if not then later, but even in light of that, we are going to have to cancel some events on the campus. First of all, high school prom actually has not been canceled. It's actually been postponed, but we are going to have to push that back. We don't have an exact date for that yet, We are actually working with the Homeschool Association in that, so when we get more information about when that date will be, we will let you high school students know. I know many of you are probably disappointed in that. I know a lot of you guys were looking forward to prom this year, but we'll get you more information as soon as we have it. We are going to have to cancel our theater production for the fourth quarter this year. We were slated to do that in April. When we get back to school, we're still going to need several weeks of rehearsals and set building before we can even do it. So even coming back on April 20th, really that's just not realistic, especially as we're trying to wrap up the school year. If we come back on April 20th, we just have a month of school left. And so a few weeks of rehearsals, getting sets built, that now puts our actual performance probably in the last week of school. That's during finals. It just makes things very complicated. So we are going to have to cancel our theater production for the end of the school year. And we're also going to have to cancel our carnival for the end of the school year. That was slated for the beginning of May. But again, even if we come back on April 20th, there's not a lot of time to plan and get things together. If it was just us doing it, it might be possible, but we also work with other organizations and other businesses to make this happen, and many of them are not operating right now, so that makes communication and planning and logistics very difficult. So we're going to have to cancel the carnival for the end of the school year. We already have got a lot of donations from different businesses, so we will just shift those to an event we will probably have in the springtime once we come back together for the next school year. But that's going to have to be kind of postponed and pushed back a little bit. And again, it is disappointing because this is a fundraiser for us, and that kind of hurts us a little bit. But overall, it's probably for the best. We don't want to do things halfway. We want to make sure we're doing our best in everything we do. And so the best thing at this time is to cancel the carnival at the end of the school year. All right. Hoping everybody is doing well. I know some of you guys have been impacted by layoffs or business closures. If you guys have any specific needs, please let us know. I know a lot of churches right now have a lot of things they can offer. Specifically, for example, I know Real Life Church, if somebody needs groceries and they're struggling in that area, I know Real Life Church has some gift cards that they can hand out. Other churches are doing things as well. If you need a connection somewhere, let me know. I'll see if I can connect you with an organization that can help you out. We all need to come together during this time. As the body of Christ, we need to come together. Obviously, we are the bride of Christ, and so Jesus is the most important part. But as the bride of Christ, we need to make sure that we are being a light in this world and making sure that we're showing the world that even through crises like these, we can come together and help mitigate some of the circumstances here in the world. We are in the world, but not of the world. And so we always got to keep our eyes on Jesus. We've always got to make sure that we take an eternal perspective on all these things. We don't enjoy anything that's going on right now, but the most important thing is the health and safety of everyone in our community, in our society, and in our families right now. So we are praying for all of you constantly. Hopefully you're praying for us as well, and we will get through this together. Hopefully we'll be back on campus sooner rather than later, and when we do, I hope to see you guys real soon. Until then, God bless.